Hi, everybody. So I'm getting really excited about Costa Rica, and I wanted to share with you why I picked this area of Costa Rica. I have been to many parts of Costa Rica. I love all of Costa Rica. I love the people. I love the land. But this particular spot is super special. This area around Uvita and the whale tail just has a spirit in the land that is very powerful and has a lot to share. There's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of lessons, there is a lot of vibratory information that drops you into a place of wonder and magic and reminds you that a life inspired, joyful, full, fun, healthy is 100% possible. And it's way easier than you think. So this place in Costa Rica, I love it. I can't wait to share it. The retreat that we're going to, Selva Armenia, it is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you've spent time in Costa Rica, there's a lot of touristy places. There are a lot of people who've bought property and opened up retreat centers in the last handful of years. This property is different, and I looked for a long time, and I talked to them for a long time before I decided on this location. The same person has owned this property for 20 years. They're committed to the region. The staff is local staff that is so inspired and so passionate about what they do and what they offer, their country, their land. It is a very unique experience to meet every single staff member and hear their story and their vision for life and how they're actively working towards it. I just love it. But the land itself, so because the same person has owned it for 20 years, they have an ethos of permaculture. So the buildings have been built in alliance with the land and in accordance with permaculture principles. Food is grown on the land from a permaculture perspective. And the ethos of the whole environment is that. So they actually go through all of your trash and compost it and recycle it. I think that's really a high level of commitment to what they do and how they do it. And there are many other examples of that all the way through the retreat center. Above and beyond that is just the location. So it is up in the mountains, and granted, that means you have to take a bumpy car ride up the hill. But the view is actually of the whale tail. So throughout the retreat, you have this intense relationship with nature of literally watching the tide come in and go out. And the terrain in front of you totally changes as the tide comes in and as the tide rolls out. That's a whole different rhythm of life than what we are used to in modern city life and day-to-day life. And it is that reminder of this ebb and flow, of this cycle of life, of things coming and returning, of returning and going, right? That nature operates in cycles, right? And that we are part of that. So instead of our cycles being dominated by our iWatch, right? Like, what if you allowed your cycle to be dominated by the sun or the moon? And in some respects, obviously, daylight, we wake up, yada, yada, yada. But how much do we really consider that cycle? And how much do we adjust our day-to-day based on that cycle or the seasonal cycle, right? And the seasonal cycle is really part of all that I do. So listen to my other video if you want to learn more about why I chose this particular season and this particular time. All right, if you have any questions about Costa Rica and the retreat, just let me know.